we recently did an interview with Keefe, which I guess you saw.
I seen part of it.
Seen part of it. Did you know Keefe though?
I had I knew Stone, the ones. I didn't know Keefe D personally, but I had talked to him about being on the show.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the whole situation? I mean, now that the whole story is out, when you look at the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur, and now you hear Keefe D's side of the story and what led up to the murder and so forth.
I never heard Keefe D version of what happened on his side, nor does it even. I don't have no opinion.
Okay.
That's their lane. That's their business.
Well, the reason why I ask this is that when you look at this whole story, and depending on who you talk to, you could say that Tupac died gangbanging. He went and attacked Orlando Anderson, who was a known Southside Compton Crip, and put himself in a situation where now it's a gang conflict. It's not just.
Let me put it like this so we can get around to it. And this go for every time, particularly in gangbanging. And then it's very simple. See, it don't take no NATO meeting, no mixing chemicals to figure out the bottom line of shit. The bottom line is this. The only thing stronger than a man's pride is a mother's love. Every common murder have a common denominator you just named. From Nipsey Hussle on down, and every one of them be behind another man's pride.
Mm.
Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even have to revisit it. I've seen this 48 years. And the one common denominator with all of them that got killed, gangbanging, it's their pride.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in fact, in our interview, Keefe D said that you initially wanted to go talk to Suge about the whole situation.
Yeah. We was I felt we was on that type of level where we can just get this shit squashed, get a head up, and stuff like that. With Lane and Tupac.
You wanted to meet up with Suge, but you had no way of getting in contact with him.
Yeah, one of my homies from out there live out. We had some homies lived out there.
Okay.
That was kind of in the game, and they like they put to have a concert at the 662 Club. So we went up there.
Which was Suge's club.
Yeah, we went up there.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
So you guys went over there, but there was a bunch of cops and everything in front. No, there wasn't.
No, it wasn't no cops. We was there for about 30, 40 minutes in the back parking lot.
And when I talked to, Tupac's entourage, they all said that Tupac would have done it. Tupac liked fighting. He was, and Suge liked fighting also. So had they actually met up, they probably would have had a fist fight, and none of this would have happened. But instead, because you had this pride issue, someone's pride was hurt for getting beat up, and they couldn't have a one-on-one fight. That's when the guns came out, and then a murder occurs.
Mm-hmm. The equalizer.
The equalizer. And you've seen this time and time again.
Mm-hmm. That's for bullies, in some cases. But usually when we was growing up, our equalizers for those that were tookie size, and because we 14, you 18, you think you're gonna bully, we got something for you too.
Mm. What do you think, and this kind of touches off the Tupac thing, when you have these rappers these days who claim gang affiliation, like the Chris Browns, the Lil Waynes, and the list kind of goes on, the Soulja Boys, who become rich and famous and then want to affiliate themselves with a gang afterwards?
What do I think about that?
Yeah.
Well, you got a lot of people that claiming Crip or blood or GD or whatever and using that. I'm not so much concerned about what they do. I'm more concerned about those that are out here actually in the field that are getting subject to the oppressions and abuse or the things that they're rapping about or talking about. I'm more important about what we can do to change their minds from being tax burdens to taxpayers or going to the poll and vote and educating them and giving them something to march with. So when it comes to that, it's like it's being fashionable. You know, like down when I was in Georgia, it ain't fashionable to be a Crip down there. You got Gangster Disciples, you got the New Orleans boys that was there from the Katrina or whatever that is. You got South Carolina, you got New York Bloods. So it's fashionable to be these type of things and to claim this and that. It's something like a cult era. But now when you say, when you entertainment and acting and you claiming, say, Crip or Blood, I'm going to just say Crip. But what are you really doing to give back for what you're claiming? You're making your money at one time off of the blood of others people's backs. A lot of sorrow. So the real question is, what you gonna do to give back to your community? Because I do a lot without no money. You can't. Money don't matter on the streets. Money ain't that. Your words, your bond, your character. Those are the ingredients that sustain you to survival on the streets. You know, I never seen a homeless man commit suicide. But I seen a lot of rich people kill themselves because they don't know how to survive after that money or material thing.
Yeah, like Jeffrey Epstein just recently. You know, although we don't know what exactly happened, but
Yeah,
you know,
if he killed himself.
if he killed himself and he was a billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I interviewed Mob James on my show a few times, who's Mob Piru. He was one of the, you know, main guys on death row that brought all the Bloods over there. And he said that
I didn't get a check when Bunchy was killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never got a check for now. Nobody I ever hurt. You know what I'm saying? This is what we was doing, and for this to be my life, and then at the end of the day, my friends killed my brother. Man, they killed me. So there's no way in the world I can be a part of this, and still feel good about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't understand why my nephews and my other brother still want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Ain't that much street out here.
Right. And this is why in the beginning of the interview, when I said you're Mob Piru, you said used to be.
Yeah.
So you don't claim it anymore.
No, I don't. Man, you better sock me upside my head if I ever say that again in my life.
Do you feel the same way about being an A-Tray gangster? Do you feel like you're still an A-Tray gangster? Or do you feel when you look at what you've done in their history, what's gotten you to this point, and you've said that, you know, you're too young for Social Security and too old to be employable, do you feel that you made a mistake by taking that route?
Anybody. That's why I try to tell kids, don't follow, don't emulate, don't make the same mistake as me. Because there's only two things. You know, the number one deterrent for crime is age. As you get older, you start realizing your ways and slowing down. But a lot of people don't realize also as you get older, the damage you do to your family. You know, you do 35, 40 years, or somebody in your family died, then you got to look in your mama's eyes. And then you see that hurt in her eyes to where you don't drag your mama through 30, 40 years of pure hell. And these come back to choices. So I feel the same way as the brother man do, that it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, I can count on my fingers how many people are successful. But ask me the countless lives that was wasted at that time. But it's always a chance to come back and redeem yourself. All is not lost. You can come back and give back and do what you need to do to give back to society, particularly if you're in a position where you have the influence to educate the youth and to tell these kids not about the gang culture, the real horrors of it. It's not worth it.
And that's what we try to push on this show.
Yeah.
This is why we bring the, you know, I don't want to use the word OG.
No, you go ahead.
I know you don't like
opportunity
it.
giver. How about
opportunity
that?
giver. This is why we bring the
opportunity
OGs
giver.
like yourself over here to show people that this is not a great career path. That this comes with a lot of pain, a lot of loss, a lot of prison time, a lot of death, a lot of hurt. So, Melvin Farmer, I appreciate you coming in and telling the story, and I think we're going to affect a lot of lives when people watch this.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.